Okay, so we are going to learn today how to make a packing tape transparency. And the reason that it works is because the ink on the surface of the magazine gets caught into the sticky part of the tape, and then we put it in the water will dissolve the paper off the back, and what is left behind is our sheet of packing tape and the ink. So this is what you need. You need for this assignment, it's going into the zigzag book, so you need a 4x4 inch square of white paper. We're going to end up cutting out the center so that it makes a frame like this. And then you also need to have magazine cutouts, and these are all the parts. I'm making a bug. You're going to need to have letters that you cut out so that you can spell the title of your theme. I'm going to set this to the side. You're also going to need a spoon to burnish your tape so that the ink gets to the sticky part. And of course you're going to need packing tape, and then you're going to have some water that you're going to use for about 10 minutes so that it can melt off the backside of your transparency. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your paper, you're going to fold it, put a little click in it like that, and then you'll just start cutting out all of your frame very quickly. And I'm going to switch out to the one that's already prepared, and here it is right here. This is going to be a nice way to have a gauge on where everything needs to be placed. I want you to get a sheet, any color, doesn't matter what your background is. In the background, if it has words or anything, just turn the words upside down. And it should be bigger than your 4" by 4" paper so that you know where you have extras. So I'm going to go ahead and build my bug. I'm making a little bug. It's going to have the body. I found an image that had a theater that was red and black seats, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on his back. Okay, there's my legs. I cut it out. I'm going to give him some eyes, and this was out of blue. Thought that was kind of cool looking. There's the bug eyes. I made some little antennas out of blue, so I'm going to put that onto it. So now he's got his antennas. I made some wings out of the ceiling of a cathedral where the windows were, so I have those stripes on there. I like that really well. Put this here. Here's our little bug. And I found a little green weird design, and I'm going to put that on his thorax because my book is about bugs. And now I'm going to spell the word bug, or bugs, because that's the theme of my book. So here's a B. Place it on there. Notice that I'm not gluing anything down. This is a dry collage, which means that I'm building a collage, but it's all loose. And when we put the tape on it, that's what's going to hold it together. So let's go ahead and put the bug on there, our title, and here's the S. Put that on there, and I like the rainbow colored words. And just to be sure, I want you to take your little frame and make sure that everything fits within the frame, okay? If you know that it fits within the frame, then perfect. All right, so tape, this tape is packing tape. It has a little bit of static cling, so don't hover above your pieces of paper, because if you do, it's going to snap it up and make it move. And that happened on the first one, my first example. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be up here, and I'm just going to make my decision, and I'm going to bring it down, okay? Lay it on top. And as I add my tape, I'm going to overlap the sheets of tape so that, and see, it did it. That's okay. I'm going to add the sheets of tape so that they overlap, because I'm making an entire sheet to go across so that it makes one whole sheet of tape. All right, and then this one's right here. Now, what I need to do is I need to burnish it, and the way you burnish it is you use a spoon, the bottom edge, or you can use a popsicle stick, and you want to rub it on the surface, and you want to make sure, and if you can still see where you went, that means you haven't done all the surface. You got to get all those little tiny micro bubbles out. You want to get into the little edges, and you want to make sure that the entire thing is completely burnished so that all of the sticky part sticks to the ink that's on the surface of your paper. Now, I've already got one made, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one off. I'll finish burnishing it later. I'm going to put it to the side, and I'm going to put it, after I've finished burnishing it, I'm going to slide it into a container of water. And notice it says 10 minutes. You need to put it into the water for about 10 minutes. This one's already made. I tried to do an identical one. You notice that the water has soaked into it, and you see these little ripples of paper. So start peeling the paper off and rubbing your finger off the surface, and you'll notice that the paper is coming off of your sheet of tape. And if you need more time in the water, just push it in there and just keep rolling it. And all these little layers. Notice that the letters, there's 3 layers of my bug had like 3 or 4 layers of paper, so it may take a little longer for those thicker layers to come apart, but just keep putting it in the water, and you see how it's starting to be see-through? You can actually see through the transparency, and you do that until all the paper is peeled off of your transparency and you have an entire sheet of tape that now has your collage imprinted into the back of your sheet of paper. Once this is done, I should have made another example so that I could show you the next step, but what you're going to do after you get all this paper off is you're going to turn it over to the back, get all that paper off, and you're going to take this little frame that you created, you're going to place it on there, and you're going to take more packing tape and you're going to tape the back, and then you're going to trim it so that it fits into your zigzag book. Okay, so just keep putting it in water until all the paper's off, and then you'll have your transparency. And there's my bug, and it says bugs, and it's a little transparent page that will go into your zigzag book. I hope you enjoy doing this process. It's a lot of fun. You can make Christmas ornaments or do anything you want with it. All right, have a good day.